Lord, they're really flying out today. Okay, so let me get this fixed again because I had this to go back inside and start packing again. Oh my gosh. So, you know what I was thinking about? Okay, so I said the next video, the long video, would be more on one particular topic. But I was just sitting here thinking about whether to save it and post it on Facebook, because I am trying to grow this channel. So I want to do it organically, not by, pushing the narrative or making several just on YouTube. It can become where the audience that you're trying to target, and I don't mean in a bad way, I mean just targeting an audience. Everybody's paying for the ads, and I mean, I would assume that they are, but I mean, I see that they're available. And I'm not saying just do you. I'm doing it an organic way. So God guided eyes, if you will. So that was completely off topic. This is what I deal with, because I lost my train of thought. So bear with me. At least you see that I'm here and I'm about to smoke a cigarette. Maybe the cigarette will light my fire again. Who knows? But I feel like I am not being guided to, turn this off. But think about what I'm about to say, because this is going to hit some people some different ways. It's going to hit a lot of people different ways. Because the video topic, the short topic, the one I'm editing in TikTok for YouTube visitors, I think I may not have uploaded it completely, but I think it'll save my progress nonetheless. Okay, so I don't have to start this video over again. But the topic of what women. I love spirit. I love God. They'll send those angels over here in a heartbeat just to change my direction and my focus, because, I'm getting off topic and then moved over to another topic. Then you'll hear some ugly words where people want to pop in just to distract me, and you can hear it. I call that the karmic. But see, if it comes out of my mouth, it makes me look karmic. So the quicker you catch it coming out of your mouth, if it's not godlike, then regurgitate that thought before actually continuing on the trail. You got to know when that cutoff word shows up. You know what I'm saying? So being a conduit is a lot about using, being alert and using discernment, because depends on how far they've been able to go with you, that they keep pushing your buttons. Because it keeps pushing your buttons. They've been able to do it and get away with it for so long that it just continues. And you allow the behavior. It's just a matter of how you see yourself going. What are my goals? Do my goals intertwine with your goals? See, the man that wants to find me, because I'm not going to look. I'm really not. There'll be a lot of people who resonate with me that I won't resonate. And it's just part of the programming, It's like the genomes when we have children. He carries the, his chromosomes, and this and intertwined, you get a male or a female, and he's the decision maker on that. So it really is what the father needs in his life. That's the way I see it. What the father, his path determines his geneticism in life. Now, no, I'm not saying that he doesn't have some of mine too. I'm just saying the main factor and decision maker upon these paths. Just think about it. You're training your kids from the moment you have them, but you're actually being trained in the process during pregnancy. They give you a book, the list of things, to expect from a toddler. But toddlers have evolved. That book doesn't apply because we've got other people thinking that they can make change. And sometimes it's in a reactive way, which is the ego. And that pulls you back instead of looking forward and pushing love. Forgive that person. They don't know what they're doing, and it's not upon you to take judgment on them. It's God's work to do that. They'll pay for it in the end. Trust. You might see the karma that comes from you right in front of your eyes, and then just hold on a second. Okay, now we're back. Had to say something to the soon to be estranged husband again. Over the years, I have learned parts of myself by judging every marriage I've been in. That's why I said what I said in the short. I have judged myself to the point where I know what kind of man I want. I know what kind of life I enjoy. I love camping. I love doing it in a car. In a car. I like having facilities nearby. I also like having curtains for my car now. So this will be a plus. I'll actually be able to sleep in the back if I leave most of my stuff at my son's house. And then try to figure out a place on the map again. I know there are things I need to take care of, and I've got to find a way to take care of them. It's going to cost me about $2,500 just to take care of my car, to get it moving and on the road legally. But that's not what we're here for. My kind of lifestyle is going to have a man who's probably made his money in his life, right? I'm 50. I'm not looking for a 30-year-old who's got an apartment. I'm not looking for a 30 or 40-year-old looking, maybe 50. I'm not looking for somebody who's got, a 2-bedroom and a roommate. So I'm also not looking for anyone at this time. What I'm saying, right now I like me. And the man who happens upon me with the same likes the way I do it, I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm looking for somebody who can expand on the ideas I have in my car the way it is right now. And if he can help me do it better, and he's got the knowledge to build the things that he needs to build to make it perfect for me, it's a matter of the proper tools will be given to you in the manner that you deserve them. You know what I'm saying? A man who obviously would like to just, sweep me off my feet because he likes my ideas, right? Well, how am I going to find that man? So, and yes, I used to have dentures. Now, they were ill-fitting, and these are part of the stories that'll show up. So I'll save that for another time. It's a Virginia Beach story when I lived in Virginia Beach, Virginia in 2015. We have stories going way back. I'm 50 years old and I've traveled. And most of my husbands were Navy. So if you're a woman with good gossip here.
I'm selling this damn grill. So
hold on.
with us.
Okay, I think the coast is clear now. What's going on? Oh no, I better not do that. The last time I did it there, it shut it down. Okay, so what I was thinking about with my current situation, right? Most of my husbands, one was actually an assistant district attorney in the 90s in Monroe, Louisiana. So I speak from all walks, trust me. So I do have, 3 years of that marital experience. One was an ET in the Navy. One was an airman apprentice in the Navy on the USS America. Now the one that was an ET in the Navy, he was an ET3, ET4, ET2. Fuck, I don't know. All I know is he was in the Navy. He was an ET. All right. That one didn't last very long, but I've had a lot of reflective moments on it because with each one of these individuals, there were children. One was before he ever joined the military, so I already had single parenthood. I already had that experience. And this scary thought here, because this was actually a pleasant experience. The scary part was living with my mom and dad because I was 16 at the time. Well, I was 15. But, I mean, age, you get the point. 15, 16, I've got a 1-year-old by, 17. Okay, and by 18, he's 2. I've got these toddler years under control. I as a parent, I did spend married time, but my best married times were alone with this child. I didn't have any arguments. My husband was gone for a month, and if the kid isn't attached, and he was. I mean, he'd already had the familial experience. So that husband had already experienced how it was going to be like to be a father, but I had full-time custody. He had weekend visits. Yes, even at 16, we were acting adult. We weren't arguing back and forth about, no, you're not going to take him. No, we weren't acting that way. Why are adults acting that way? Attachment. It's attachment. So when you examine your own life, you learn how to let things go. Some things aren't worth dwelling in, and some things are so traumatic that you're still dwelling there. And when it's traumatic in a marital situation, you have to examine where you were the happiest, not in a reflective, reactive. If you are already, and I do not offer medical advice at all, and I'm going to put that trigger in there right now. I am telling you that this is my experience, my walk. This is my life. So, for me, I'm not telling anybody how to do anything. I'm just giving you my story. And that's it. So what this woman is really thinking is that I have adult children and it's time to do me. And this isn't about finding anybody. This is about enjoying what it's like to be by myself. Unfortunately, I have a few hiccups right now in my plan. So the right individual helped me out. This would be God guided, not me. Because I'm not out panhandling. And I legitimately cannot work because I have owned my own businesses. I have owned my own businesses. And I can say that. I did that when I was in my 30s. Like I said, I set a goal. And I moved past it. Because if I'm starting to look out to be incorporated by a bigger giant for more money, then what was the purpose in the first place? Because I'm more of a home-based business kind of person. I'm not looking, when I start my business, yeah, you know what makes it? The rent prices. If you're not able to do your home-based business out of your home and keep it regulated and running at the capacity that you want it, you're going to end up spending your lifetime in a tax bracket instead of out of your heart. Yeah, I've got this, but I wasted a lot of time. No, you're watching somebody else beat your stuff to the ground because they alter it. They think they can do it better. And yeah, I keep saying, everybody thinks they can do better. So me, I'm not thinking about anything. I mean, what I need will be provided one way or the other. If it's somebody who's got the resources that can do this and say, you know what, I can do this. I know I can, and you know what, it's in my heart space. And I see what kind of a person you really are based on your videos. I see what you like to do. You like to paint. That's what gets you out of your headspace, so you don't have to talk. You do it in time lapse because you talk to yourself. You're going through these epiphanies. That's why I do them in time lapse. I don't feel like the story that I'm giving while I'm in time lapse. It's time for me to work out my story. Eventually, you might see me painting instead, or actually enjoying where I'm at. But while I sit in this car, this is it. I have to sit in reflection of where I am, where I have been. And I'd rather do that than do drugs to get out of my head, because it's a mechanism for coping. So this is the way this woman doesn't use anything but, well, I'm in Missouri where it's legal, and I do not recommend it for everyone, because yes, when one doesn't work, then you will try something bigger and better, and none of it is good for you. None. I've never done anything worse than, honestly, I thought about wanting to do one particular thing, but I'm not going to promote that, and I'm not even going to speak about it. But I still haven't. And, it's a dark side goal, if you know what I mean. And I was warned about the effects. If you're not ready for it, then it won't be a pleasurable experience if you're having a bad day. And if you're always having bad days, why risk it? That's usually how a drug will work. If you're having a bad day, why risk it? It didn't make you feel good until you were happy doing it, right? And we're chasing that high, but we've already experienced the high we were going to get when we thought we were really good, because that was a better version of us. Now we see we can't get rid of this problem, and we're addicted to it now. You know what I'm saying? It goes for any addiction. So I've been reflective in my own addictions, because I have alcoholism that runs in my family on my maternal side, and on my biological paternal side. Now, my adopted paternal side will have no effect on me biologically, but the mannerisms, because I believe everybody's put in your life for a purpose by God, and they're coded until the release date. You know what I'm saying? It's either you're going home or you're getting divorced, one of the two. So your release date from that prison sentence, because if you're not happy in love, like that's not your ever obsession, or you're thinking about somebody else or being with somebody else, or something else is always on your mind, like you can't trust them, or for any reason, because there's too much of the black souls, dark souls, and misguided souls who are running from the south node frequency. So if your mind is making your heart go flutter, flutter, maybe you need to think about why it's going flutter, flutter, and stop trying to drown it. Because you will. You'll make your heart a heart of stone. Because, like, if you left because you thought your wife was cheating, I'm just saying, this is me. If you left because you thought your wife was cheating intentionally, like, there are other factors, trust me, then why? What has it done to me? Doesn't even matter why. Why am I still focused on it if it's not the point of my true heart? if it's focus of your true heart, then you want to repeat and repeat and repeat what broke you apart and find out the underlying reason for it, and then make a new ending. Because to make a new ending would be to literally put an ego death to that heartbreak, and you're able to finally let it open. What killed your happiness? And make sure you never settle for anything that will kill your happiness again. If it is damaging the root, then it needs to be removed. And God has his own way of removal. You have no choice in the matter. You do have a decision for yourself, though. Be your authentic self. Don't try to be anything for anybody else, because you already have what's in your heart and your mind. And you already have what's in your south region that's kicking into your head going, what's the point? At this point, because if your heart is talking to your head now, then you're going to be asking yourself, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point? And God is going to give you the point in every individual you meet, because it's going to be a reflection of what you don't like to deal with. And then you're going to remember, this is a person who's not going to argue. She'll walk away and make a video, so you might want to think about the argument. She'll walk away and make a video. You will be the center of attention. And I'm going to make you the center of attention. So it really is, because I've got stories from the first, second, and the third marriage. I'm not ready yet to tell the story about the fourth. But the third was the assistant district attorney. His name is Michael Jednack. He was district attorney until October of 1995. I do not remember what year he started. And he was a co-captain on the crew of Janice from West Monroe, Louisiana. And that's in Washington Parish. Crew of Janice. God rest your soul. He was born October 21st, 1958. He was a graduate of University of Michigan. He was a graduate of Loyola Law School in New Orleans. He had a history with Harry Connick Sr. and told me stories of Harry Connick Jr. as a young child. So, Mr. Harry Connick Jr., I'm going to tag you in this one. I hope you got to the end. I might clip it for you just in case. But God rest his soul. He went to be with the Lord on, I believe it was the 27th of March. Today is March 28th. He went home to be with the Lord on March 27th, 2017. I have a lot to do today. And some would call this procrastination. But anyway,